Hi, welcome to another episode of PSDtv. I'm your host, Alix, Paultre, and today I've got Ted Marena here from Microsemi, and we're going to talk about the Internet of Things. Isn't that right? Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate you speaking with me and taking this opportunity.
Well, the issues of the Internet of Things are tremendous. The designers have to make the devices 100% functional, no power, no space, right? And it's got to be free.
Yes.
There are all these pressures on the designer. It's really a difficult ball to chase, actually.
It is a tough design challenge. And Alix, one of the things that we recognize at Microsemi and our FPGA products overall is that lower power was really important, and cost optimizing devices was also really, really significant. So we're really excited to talk about a new device.
Yeah, so what is this new device?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. So we today are introducing Microsemi's PolarFire lowest power, cost-optimized FPGA devices. This is not just a pre-announcement. These products are real. We're really excited to be able to sample our first device, which is a 300,000 logic element part. And this entire family will span from 100,000 logic elements to 500,000 logic elements. It's squarely the mid-range density FPGA that many designers require.
Really? Wow. Now that's really nice, because obviously everyone's trying to find the tool in that toolbox to solve that problem. So why don't you go over some of the highlights of some of the problems that it solves?
Sure. So PolarFire, the number one
cool name, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So hopefully the name implies that it is low power from the Polar side, and then the Fire side is that there's quite a bit of performance that this device brings to the market. So this device has, as I mentioned, 100,000 to 500,000 logic elements. There are 12.7 gigabit per second transceivers. So the SerDes are really high performance, perfect for 10 gigabit Ethernet, other functions. A few of the other real significant highlights are that this device on GPIO supports SGMII. So clock and data recovery is actually on just GPIO. You don't have to use or pay for expensive transceivers to get that type of functionality. Those are just a few of the key features of the device.
Okay, well then, and you were talking about power. What about power?
So these devices, I'm pleased to report for the market, is up to 50% lower power than competing mid-range devices. These are non-volatile devices. They have very, very low static power. The transceivers are much lower than competitive devices, and so the total power savings that designers can expect is up to 50% less.
Wow, that's a significant savings in energy. And obviously it cascades all the way through. Thermal management's going to be easier, everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, some of the initial customers have told us they're able to remove heat sinks and potentially remove fans as well. But Alix, that's not the only key features.
Very nice. Well, tell us some more.
I will. I'd be happy to. I'm so glad you asked again. So this is also the only mid-range FPGA with a hardened crypto processor. So security, right? You mentioned it, right? That's one of the key attributes. This is the only mid-range device that has a dedicated crypto processor. It's a Terrifier 5200B. It's a full suite B compatible, and so all the communication in and out of this device, if you need to secure that data, this device is the choice.
Well, and that's really important, Ted, because there are so many companies out there that are developing products and they've got really great functionality sets, and then you ask them about security and they're like, well, we'll have it, and they don't have any serious answers.
Well, Microsemi has been known as a leader. Our low-density FPGAs, our Igloo 2 and SmartFusion 2, are the best security FPGAs on the market, and PolarFire just extends that leadership and provides so much more. So designers will be thrilled with all the capabilities.
Very nice. Now, Ted, I always ask, what kind of infrastructure support are you going to give? Because obviously you can just sell them the device, right, but engineering is the dial-in, right?
Yeah, you're 100% right. So, you just can't supply a chip anymore. And so one of the things that we're going to do at launch here is we have a number of different IP blocks that are available for designers, really popular things like DDR4 memory, interface control, gigabit Ethernet, 10 gigabit Ethernet, JESD 204B, just to name some of the really popular IPs. In addition to that, we're going to have eval boards. So there'll be a couple of different eval boards that designers can utilize as well.
Very nice. Well, because you got to have that equipment. You really do.
Yep. You know, solutions are really important, and I think it's extremely important that engineers understand that these are interfaces and solutions that they can use and get started with right away. So as we are discussing here, the software Libro is available to download, so engineers can target the 300,000 lookup table device immediately. Just download the software.
Is there a deep dive page on the website you know off the top of your head?
Yes, if you go to microsemi.com/PolarFire, you'll find all the information.
Very cool, Ted. Now, before I let you go, everybody knows I always let my guests have the last word on the show. So you could tell us a little bit more about the product or the company or just a tip for our audience.
Yeah, sure. So I think there's a couple things that I'd like everyone to leave with, and that is that with the introduction of PolarFire, Microsemi is now a very broad line FPGA supplier, offering from just 100 lookup tables all the way up to 500,000 logic elements. So these are just an amazing array of devices and choices. So for engineers that are looking for an FPGA, Microsemi has a very unique solution. Our products are all differentiated, they're non-volatile. All of them are immune to SEU errors, which is a challenge for our competitors, and they have the best security. So lowest power, cost optimized, mid-range FPGA, that's what PolarFire is.
Very cool, Ted. Thank you so much for taking the time today.
This is great. Yeah. This is really terrific.
Oh, I always have fun. And I'd like to thank everybody out there for taking the time to be with us. We wouldn't be here without you. Tell your friends. This is Alix Paultre for Power Systems Design. Have a great day.